Hello, my name is Richard Parsons. I want to welcome you to Economics 576. This is your key macroeconomics class and economics theory class that you'll have in your MBA program. It's a good class. I love economics. I hope you will enjoy it. Let me introduce myself. I've spent most of my career working in business, in finance and accounting, and doing economic analysis on projects. I worked for M&M Mars Incorporated for most of my career, and I was very fortunate to be able to retire early, and that tells you how much I love economics, because when I retired from business, I could do anything I wanted. I could sit on a front porch in a rocking chair or go to the Caribbean, and I chose to go back to college, get my PhD in economics so I could teach. So I do find the subject very fascinating. I hope this will be a meaningful class for you. I think it could be very important for you. Economics teaches you a way of thinking logically, of separating the extraneous pieces apart and looking at how one thing impacts another. Economics is also very important for understanding the world around you. There's economic influences in politics, business, and relationships, in international affairs, and just about everything you can think of involves economics. And finally, as you're getting your MBA, economics has a major impact on businesses. I used to do strategic plans for all of our businesses, would do one almost every year, and I would never start a strategic plan without the first page discussing the economic outlook and the economic impact on a business. So you need to understand that as well. Anyway, let's talk about the class a little bit. This class is quite analytical, so it requires you to think logically. It's intense. I don't know how you can be expected to master some of these topics in 5 weeks, but that's what we're going to try to do. A normal college class of 3 credit hours requires about 130 hours of work. And so if you did that in this 5-week course, you'd be spending about 25 hours a week, which is a real challenge. But I want you to understand that you are expected to put the time in necessary to master the material. This is a self-learning course. Those of you who are brand new to economics may struggle with that a little bit. If so, you need to call me and we need to talk about things, and I need to try to help you. You will find out if you're struggling when you take the quizzes at the end of each chapter and understand if you actually know how to answer the questions and it makes sense to you. So let's talk about what you need to do with this class. You need to read the text. This is our book, Macroeconomics Today by Tucker. You will need to read that book. I have a number of PowerPoints, one posted for each chapter at a minimum. You will want to look through the PowerPoints to review and make sure you understand the concepts. Then I have a number of supplemental videos for the topics. If you understand the material, you don't necessarily have to look at these, but they're there to help you and aid you in your learning. I've divided the class into several sections. The first is about economic basics. It's about supply and demand and markets. The next is about measuring macroeconomics. What is macroeconomics? And that just means we understand what gross domestic product is, what unemployment is, and what inflation is. The third section is some basic tools used in macroeconomics, and then we get into the 2 major policy discussions, one on fiscal policy and one on monetary policy. So you'll see when you look at the blackboard, you'll see that I've organized the course into these materials. The things that you will be graded on: you will have a quiz at the end of every chapter. The quizzes are due in groups based on how I've organized the topics into groups. So there'll be 3 or 4 quizzes due on the same day, and you'll have a week or so to read a section, do all those quizzes. I'm allowing you to take every quiz twice. They're not so much a test as they are a learning exercise. I want you to take the quiz, figure out what you don't understand, go back and make sure you understand that, and then come take the quiz again. You are also required to participate in, I think, 5 discussion topics. I've posed a question for each of these groupings of subjects that I want you to share some thoughts with the rest of the class on. There are 2 tests worth 100 points each. There's not a final, they're not comprehensive, they're just on the 2 halves of the class. And then finally there are 2 papers that you will do as a group. Because this class is so short, I've already divided the class into groups and posted that with the welcome announcement so you don't have to spend time organizing yourselves into groups. Anyway, let me tell you how you need to get started. First, read the syllabus. Second, contact your group members and organize your paperwork. Third, introduce yourself to the class on a discussion topic board, and then dive into the learning. You'll see everything is organized under the study learning aids, and you'll be able to, everything except for the text and the chapters associated with that. So go ahead, get started. Please feel free to call me or email me at any time so I can help you if you have questions or you're struggling. I hope you do well in this class. I hope you enjoy it. And one other thing I want to tell you, I do offer a couple of phone calls, group phone calls where we discuss topics. These can be helpful if you want to hear a discussion about the topics rather than just read them on your own. For some of you who are new to economics, it may be very important to participate in those. They are optional, but I will schedule them twice in one day, so if you're busy at a particular time, you may be able to join us at the other time. Anyway, I wanted to introduce myself to you, welcome you to the class, and encourage you to get started and let me know how it goes. Thanks.